Here is everything we know about Beyond Sandbox. This is not clickbait, and I will be covering everything we know about Beyond Sandbox so far. Before I start this video off, I want to say that all of my research and sources is straight from the Beyond Sandbox website. So if you're interested where I got my sources, it's from the Beyond Sandbox website. Or it's just rumors from other people. Let's start with everything that we know about the background of the game. This game was made in Unreal Engine 5 and it will be releasing in mid of 2025. That's between April and June if I'm correct. It's also been confirmed that there will be a co-op multiplayer, single-player sandbox, multiplayer sandbox, co-op sandbox, and a bunch of multiplayer modes and a zombie co-op mode. There is also rumors that there will be a campaign/story mode, but it's not confirmed yet, so do not yell at me if I'm wrong when it comes out. There will be cross-gen multiplayer, so if you have a Quest 2 and your friend has a PC VR, then you guys can both play in the same instance. Also, you will be able to get it on the MetaQuest 2, the MetaQuest 3, the MetaQuest 3S, the MetaQuest Pro, and Steam VR. Also, the graphics is really good for a MetaQuest 3 and the MetaQuest 2 game. Compared to other games, this might be the most hyper-realistic VR game that we're ever going to get on the Quest 2 and 3. Also, it is confirmed that it will not be free, obviously, and it will be around $30 to $50. The age rating will be obviously 17+. Also, there will be built-in mods. It will be probably something similar to Bone Lab built-in mods, or maybe something like Blade and Sorcery's built-in mods. They also said something like it's like really easy to make a mod in this game, so I'm really happy that they actually made it not really confusing to make a mod in a VR game, because it's really hard to make a mod in a VR game. It's really difficult. And one more thing about mods, they said that there will be custom modded maps. Maybe something like Pavlov or something like Bone Lab's custom maps. That's all I have to say about the game's background. So now, let's get into stuff that will be in the game, and some of them are 100% confirmed. First off, let's get the most exciting thing out of the way. You will be able to break bones, amputate and decapitate people, and a bunch of other things about Gore, the body physics, and how fingers work in this game, and so many other things, and I'll be talking about them. But before I talk about any of that, let's talk about the zombies real quick. There's going to be a zombie mode, and there's going to be two different versions of this. One is going to be single player, and two is going to be co-op. The zombies are going to be able to bite down on certain objects, weapons, grenades, and etc. For instance, if you hold a dynamite stick like at their jaw or face, then it would bite it down and it would not let go whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure the devs said something about it's going to be like a wave zombie mode, so maybe it's probably going to be something like the COD zombies. And one more thing for the zombies, you will be able to break their jaws and make them just not bite you. I'm not sure if this will be available for humans or other people, but it is confirmed that you will be able to do this on the zombie's jaw. You will be able to break it if you punch it hard enough or shoot it in the jaw hard enough, if that makes sense. Now let's talk about small things. You will be able to break anything, basically. Something like how Blade and Sorcery and Bone Lab did with breakables, but there's multiple different ways how to break them or how they're going to look after you break them. For instance, you can grab a beer bottle and slam it on somebody's head really hard, and it can literally be in different combinations of glass. You will also be able to lean side to side, crouch, lay down, aka go prone, and so many other movement activities. I'm really glad that they're going to add this, because I'm pretty sure there's not a single Oculus game that allows all of that. Also, there will be really realistic stabbing and bleeding. For example, if you just stab someone in the chest, it will not just spew out and just fall down to the ground what other games do, Bone Lab. It usually will you just stab them in the stomach and it would stay there, just like how Blade and Sorcery kind of does. And bleeding is going to be hyper realistic, so if someone has full body of just clothing, if you just stab them, then it would spread throughout wherever the wound is. According to the devs, you will be able to reload hyper realistically, unlike Pavlov and other first-person shooter games in VR. So, for instance, if you reload a gun in Pavlov, all you have to do is just grab the mag and put it closely to the gun and it just automatically goes through. No. What you have to do in Beyond Sandbox is you literally have to grab the magazine, push it into the gun fully, and grab the chamber and chamber in the round fully as well. I'm glad that they are doing this, and I love seeing games actually be more hyper realistic like other games. Since we're on the topic of guns, you will be able to put on any attachment on your guns, and I think you will be able to put on extended mags, and I'm pretty sure there's like lack of any first person shooter games that are in VR that allows extended mags. I'm pretty sure only Ghost of Tabor done that. One final thing about guns is that you can put them on semi-auto, full auto, and burst. That's all I have to say about guns, and now let's move to the smaller things. There's going to be very realistic fingers, so if I go in Beyond Sandbox and I just look at my fingers and then rub them against to each other, then it would actually move in the game. Most VR games don't have this, especially on the Quest 2 or 3. So I'm really happy that Beyond Sandbox is going to do this. And one final thing is that you will be able to grab a melee weapon at any type of giving way. For example, I can just grab a sword per se and grab the blade and there would not be any discomfort or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe because this took so long to make. If I forgot about anything, please tell me in the comments down below, and that's all I have to say. Goodbye.